Okay, so in my last video I talked about wushu and how it's become a showman's martial art. This video I'm going to piss off people who do Taekwondo. So if I piss you off, I'm sorry, the truth hurts and I'm going to bring it to you. I'm going to give you 99.9% of the truth. In the early to mid 90s, when I was young and healthy, let's say 1992, 91, 92, 93, I was taking Taekwondo under the tutelage of Master Jim Ennis, God rest his soul, because he has passed on due to things beyond my control. I can only honor him by telling him thank you for teaching me Taekwondo and the Karate and making me do push-ups because I can't do Form 1, okay, or Form 2. And then in the Karate I couldn't do Tungu. In Taekwondo I couldn't do Tosan, but I could fight really well. And in the Karate I couldn't do Tungu, which is basically the same thing to get your yellow belt. Alright, so that being said, you have to understand that Taekwondo, it faded away for a minute. Yeah, it literally went out. I mean, it literally, nobody wanted to know Taekwondo. Everybody wanted to know Kempo, Wushu, or Shaolin Wu, or some other form of martial art. So, in the 90s, it was still around, it just wasn't as popular. Kempo, Aikido, Hapkido, Capoeira, Lambada, all of them started coming to the forefront. And a lot of people who do Capoeira and Lambada, they owe a lot of that to the man, Mark Dacascos, because he brought Capoeira to the forefront in the movie Only the Strong. Now, Mark Dacascos is a champion in multiple martial arts that I know of. At least I think he is, but he's also raised by a martial artist, which is like my dream, to have a child and raised by two martial artists. So if you're a woman out there, you must know martial arts to procreate with me. Anyway, that's neither here or there. But the whole point is, Taekwondo started to fade between 97, 98. It didn't really make a gracious comeback. People like Herb Perez kept it alive in the Olympics. Same thing with judo. You rarely see many people practicing judo now. You see them practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or some form of Jiu-Jitsu, but you don't really see them practicing judo. So Taekwondo kind of went way of the west side. Judo went way of the west side, so if it wasn't really in an Olympic event, no one used it. And basically, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is a combination of Jiu-Jitsu and a lot of grapples, and because judo is grappling, so it's basically a combo of Jiu-Jitsu and judo, and then a lot of takedowns and grappling and rolling you around on the ground and shit. Which is fine and dandy. I suck at Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but hey, I can still roll with the best of them. I was taught it in the Army. I didn't like it, but I didn't have a say in the matter. Same thing with Taekwondo, which is why I'm bringing this up. So in the Army and Taekwondo, the first thing they taught us was we're running in place and we sprawl. Okay, now, here's where I had to go against that, because I'm going to tell you right now, if I'm fighting somebody and we're doing this and you sprawl, you're sprawling forward, you're not protecting your shit, and I'm kicking you dead in your damn face. Alright? So I was learning Taekwondo when I was in Bravo. I learned Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu when I was in Delta. Long story. Anyway, the whole fact of the matter is, I already knew Taekwondo going in. I didn't get any belts in it, but I could go with the best of the best in Mr. Ennis' school at the Inner Stairway. When we moved to Cherry Avenue, I was no longer there. But when they were on Grady Avenue, I was there until I ran out of money. And in high school, I had two options. I could pay for my car or pay for martial arts. Kind of needed my car more than I needed martial arts, so therefore I had to subsequently quit Taekwondo. But before I quit Taekwondo, he had turned it into Karate, which is basically Japanese Taekwondo. When we started doing Taekwondo, we were doing Korean Taekwondo, then we switched to Japanese Taekwondo, and do not ask me how the hell that happened. I didn't even know Japan had Taekwondo. It's the same way I didn't know that Kempo is not just in Japan, but it's also in Korea. So you have Korean Kempo and you have Okinawa Kempo. Okinawa is an island in Japan. You feel the clusterfuck building here. So, back to Taekwondo. Taekwondo started going out. And you can recognize Taekwondo when you see certain people do that one kick that the dude from Tekken does. where it's like an axe kick and it stops and it's a slap down. The one kick that I can't fucking do. So, you know, Taekwondo, everything starts and ends with a snap. You know, snap, back down, snap, back down, snap, step, you know, down. That was actually more Kung Fu than Taekwondo. But anyway, so as of lately, as of probably 2013, 14, somewhere around there, I've been sleeping on Taekwondo. And out of the blue, with Instagram and these martial art pages and stuff, out of the blue, Taekwondo snuck up on me and slapped me in the face. There has been a resurgence of Taekwondo out of this world. And I like Taekwondo. Granted, I'm no longer capable of doing certain moves anymore because my arsenal has been totally wiped out. But I can still do basics. I can still beat somebody's ass if I have to. You know, tie a knot in this son of a bitch at one end or the other. And I have insta-chucks. You know. That's all you really need. Improvised weapons work just as good as conventional weapons. Something they don't really teach you in Taekwondo. But you know, when it comes down to fighting, you will learn your niche. But Taekwondo and its resurgence has totally shocked me. Because just like Wushu, which has become a showman's martial art, Taekwondo is following a similar trail, only it's still used in competition these days, where Wushu, the competitions in Wushu is flashy technique. I said flashy technique, not flash over technique. Where Taekwondo is definitely technique, but now it's reinsurged and it's becoming more showman style Taekwondo. Not like the stuff I took in the mid-late 90s versus the things that they're teaching you guys now. The technique is still there, but it's more showmanship. Same thing with Wushu, where they take the fighting aspect out and have made it showmanship. The fighting aspect is kind of there. You can recognize it in the forms, but it has become more of a stickler for show than anything else. I want you guys to think about that when you're taking these lessons and learning martial arts. You know, you don't want to go to a guy who only wants to teach you how to look good at a tournament. You want to teach you how to actually use the stuff when you leave the dojo. Because in its essence, martial arts is a system of self-defense which has many forms. And when I say it that way, I say it because you have MMA, you have BJJ, you have regular jiu-jitsu, you have judo, you have taekwondo, you have wushu, you have kung fu, and the 9 styles of that you want to speak specifically of. You have the monkey, the dragon, the tiger, the mantis, the crane, the snake. You have drunken master. Wushu technically is kung fu. You have you have an iron butterfly. There's like 1 or 2 more and I can't remember it, but you know, yes, iron butterfly is a technique. It's not a fancy technique. It is not a offensive. It relies on a lot of push hands and stepping. Now, it also was made into a movie back in like the 70s or 80s, and it was called Iron Butterfly. And then you have the so many chambers of Shaolin Kung Fu. You have Northern Shaolin, you have Southern Shaolin, you have a mid-grade of the 2, and it just really depends on where you are. For those who know Filipino martial arts, which I do not know because I never knew the Philippines had martial arts, but there's that. So also Samoa has a martial art. I do not know the name of it, but I don't know why I knew about the Samoan one, but not the Philippines. They're not that far apart. But anyway, you know, every continent now basically has a martial art or a martial artist running a dojo. And you know, before I go, I want to tell you that if you're going to take a martial art and you're going to invest in the martial art, make sure that when class is over, you take your time and you get to know your teacher and find out what your teacher is willing to teach you versus what they're not. If they don't know weapons, then they won't teach you weapons, and they should be honest up front about that. Now, there might be some who know weapons and just refuse to teach you weapons, because in the end, this is your weapons. You know, these things here and these things here, they are your weapons. What you do after that is up to you. I'm James Williams. This is Kung Fu Epic number 2. Be seeing you.